Hello, my lovelies. I am the Queen of Clovers, named for my patron saint, Bridget, the Celtic queen with her hair on fire. I'm also known as Rachel. Welcome to my channel. Um, this is a general reading for the week beginning March 20th, 2023. It is a spring equinox. It is raining here in Southern California. I opened the window so you could hear it. I am stuffy in the nose, so I'm not quite sick again. I believe it's allergies to the heater in the home. We're gonna have to vacuum out those ducts. Welcome to home ownership, sort of. But it's just spring isn't quite the jump we thought it was gonna be, so this is that reading for all of us to get through to it. Excuse me. Excuse me. So let's get to it, man. Let's see what's going on in the world for spring. Remember, this is a general reading. Please take what is yours, leave out all the rest. What else? If nothing fits you, please do hang around for some narrative therapy. I'm going to timestamp all the cards every time I switch a deck, in case you're in a hurry. And there they are, so you can jump around. Check the box below for those details, as well as prior readings, and look for all my readings for the signs that are coming out. And let's just get it, because it's Aries season. It's time to start, so let's start. This is the Woodland Wardens deck by Jessica Jessica Rue, sorry. It ends with an X, so I might be saying that wrong, but this is like your energy and the energy of the people around you. Oh, look, the people around you. So for everyone, I have two cards of people around you. The turtle and the coriander. I really like this card, mostly because I like the turtle. The turtle can get things done. Slow and steady wins the race. The coriander is that surprise. It's really an unimpressive weed-like looking thing. And it's quite tasty. And even healing. Even the seeds are quite tasty and on fish. So this is a blessing. It's satisfaction. There is so much that can come from these two little bitty things that'll surprise you. And unfortunately, it is slow and go and a little visually unimpressive right now, which explains the rain. I would have liked to run in the sun today for spring, jump on the grass, whatever. But it's been raining forever in Southern California. This is our 11th, whatever, or 12th atmospheric river, whatever. The grass is growing really high, about a foot a day for some of the plants, believe it or not, in my backyard. So yeah, the knee high, almost waist high, some of the plants have gotten in the last few weeks, just because everything is growing. Well, so what is that? It's actually spring. You know, that whole thing, April showers bring May flowers. Well, here it is. In order to enjoy summer, spring might be a little down. And in order to enjoy our rewards, it might just be going a little turtle-like slow. Don't forget the tortoise and the hare. No disrespect against the bunnies and the rabbits, but we've learned that slow and steady wins the race. My son always tells me to go slower, because when I slow down, I don't make mistakes. Actually, in my work, I have this huge notebook, and I take a lot of notes. This is my workspace, by the way. This is my desk space. This is a very private space for me that I'm welcoming you to. But it has a lot to do with the fact that I have to slow myself down. My work is not especially hard, but to do it especially well and take into consideration all the knowledge I have about it, I do need to slow down. And so that's what most of my notes and most of my efforts are all about: slowing down, taking time. And that's what Spirit is saying. I know spring is here. I know you guys all want to fool card it and run into the Aries world like a crazy person. But this is not, it's just not going to happen, my loves. Who is around us? The finch and the peach. Finch is a strong bird. The peach is, that seed, that pits. Is it the pits? You know, I had a peach tree growing up, and it is very romantical. Having a peach tree in your home, it is beautiful. You can smell the peaches, and the birds do come and eat those peaches, and then they fall to the ground and they get really rotten and slimy, and if you step on one, it really sucks. So romance is, this is the this person around you is short-lived romance. This is the energy of romance. For those of us who have been trying to find love, this is the energy of romance, setting itself on fire like a big, bright batch of matches, but then becoming nothing but ash very quickly. Or crummy, slimy, ew, peach guts all over the ground. Peaches also get those ugly green worms. This card wasn't in the reverse, so there are many blessings. Peaches are lovely when they're ripe and perfect. Boy, isn't he or she a peach? Don't forget that. But the point of this is, it's fleeting. Romance can be quickly fleeting, if not pretty much guarded, if you don't clean up the messes, if you don't work on the energy. And that is spirit is warning you that romance exists, but it is fleeting, and it can quickly turn to mush if we don't guard it and we don't lift it up. That's probably the finch portion there. The porcupine and the anemone. For the anemone flower, this flower is this is for boundaries. A lot of the anemones make wonderful border flowers, or in these very strict controlled areas of very square and rectangular gardens. The porcupine is definitely don't come near me unless you're prepared. I have my spines up. I will put them down when I'm ready. But this is about boundaries and borders, and realizing that not all romance lasts, but it is there, and your boundaries are there. This is really hard lesson to take, but when it comes down to it, what do we have going on for us? Well, maybe a love that's not lasting, and that really sucks. Or, believe it or not, one of the Tate brothers, not Andrew Tate, the other one, Christian Tate, whatever his name is, I remember seeing a short by him, and he said that a chick and him broke up because she was like, we've been together for 2 years, and I've seen you maybe 24 times. And he said that absolutely, if he liked her more, he'd spend more time with her. And so he had to accept that. It was a girl he wanted to hang on to, of course, but you can't always do it, especially if you're not giving energy, and this is that energy. Somebody should woo you for life if they love you. And this is that feeling of you just stopped wooing it. This is the love energy of somebody who has stopped wooing you, who's allowed these peaches to fall and rot on the ground instead of you being carried somewhere where they can really nourish and even drop the seed somewhere new for a new tree. It's just not happening in some of our relationships or in some of the ways we're working. Okay. Yeah, Spirit has me like all over the place with this romance that's not working because, yeah, it's kind of a little present for us. Us coming out as the turtle. All right. Okay. This is handling our shit. It's pretty basic with the 10 of Wands. And you're carrying it, which means you're moving the wood pile. It means you're making things more... You're handling it. Burdens are things you handle, and then they go away, and then you can go on to enjoy some passions. This is all work and no play. May make you a dull boy, but you will be playing when the ace returns, the Ace of Wands. This is the kind of energy and action. I know people get panicked about 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Trust me, this is going through the worst of it, doing the worst of it. This could be like 3 days of laundry because your closet is piled with laundry. This is a crazy example. Whatever you're doing, you are removing anxiety from your life, and you're moving your dependency on luck or on others. You're this is, I'm going to turn this in on time. I don't want to depend on my teacher or the curve, or maybe my boss I may turn in these reports on Monday, but I happen to know my boss won't look at them until Friday, even though they're due Monday. But, so maybe I'll turn it in Wednesday. No, this is like, I'm handling this now because I'm not taking that gamble. I'm not taking that anxiety. I'm removing those feelings from my life. And really taking charge, handling it. And it may be slow and tiresome, but it is going to be very rewarding, like the coriander, like the turtle. You can win this race. And it's not a bad one. Let's see what kind of anxiety, what kind of burdens we've had to handle lately. We're handling this week, other than the rain, because as a collective group, I've seen this, the winter just keeps going. And if you're like me, it's just, I don't know. I shouldn't cry about it because, like I said, April showers bring May flowers. I know we're not in April yet, but we're in Aries season. What more could you want? All right, so you've been working in a way. Oh, dude, this is love burn-ins. This is removing love burn-ins, but in a Knight of Cups way, handling apologies and handling relationships with the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Swords. It is keeping an eye on the people we love, keeping our options open, and making just seeing those options available to us through our working, our efforts, our handling that Ten of Wands. But this is hard lifting in love and thought, and really probably the biggest message from these Knight cards, Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Swords, is that we're moving towards that less burdensome life. We're taking charge, and albeit slowly, with the Knight cards aren't always very quickly. I know the Knight of Swords is supposed to be quick and maybe even air travel, but it's really just opening up the range of possibilities. When you remove the burdens, this is like, a lot of people don't want to date if they have like 100 grand in student loans, or they lie about it. Either way, it's not a good idea. But this is the energy of, oh, I am handling this shit, finishing my divorce, so that when you do hit the dating scene or you do get asked out, you have the ability to say yes without thinking, by the way, I haven't actually mailed those divorce papers. I haven't actually cleaned out that drawer my ex used to use and send him back his shit or just throw it away. There are little tasks. I remember when I first got into tarot cards, one of the biggest things was to make room for a lover. How do you make room for a lover? If you expect a lover to move in with you, you should clean out a drawer for them. You should make space to make dinner for more than one person. Start analyze, as a woman, these are womanly tasks. Um, and you start thinking, well, what would a man want from me? And you start kind of like supposing and kind of like taking on those tasks and making room for a lover. This is very much that energy of, I have it. I have the space to make it. This is our energy right now. And it usually doesn't come out in love with the Judgment card. Ooh. This is a cycle of leaving that's closing. And that's why there's so much movement with like getting rid of the anxiety, getting rid of depending on maybe whoever asked you out, just being don't be afraid to turn down somebody who's asked you out because they don't meet the standards. That's fine. Preference is very important. How are you supposed to keep the passion going? And that's one of the big messages with the Ten of Wands. You're coming right back onto Passion Street and not being withholding. One of the big things I got this weekend with, what is that with St. Patrick's Day and everything was reaction. This hot Irish person, like think of the Quiet Man, the reaction. He was non-reactive. Why? Because he'd been through a lot. I don't want to fight. In the movie The Quiet Man, which is just amazing, one of my favorite movies of all time, but he did not want to fight because he had killed a man in the ring, and he had come there to not fight, but not reacting, not responding to your lover or the person that says, you're supposed to be fighting and protecting me, you're supposed to be doing this, but you're not doing this. I understand you have a troublesome, but it means a lot to her, doesn't it? And that's what Spirit is really getting at, is like, you have lived through the difficulty of not being able to move forward in love and having to leave love. That isn't it the hardest to walk away from love that you actually have for a person, and you have actually walked away from somebody you love because it wasn't right or wasn't working. Spirit says a lot of you have made moves to make this spring just wonderful and beautiful, and maybe it is a gloomy day above you, but Are you free? Have you ended something? Has this new year, this new astrological year begun on the right foot? Hells yeah. Hells yeah. We're leaving all this behind in the prior astrological year. All right, the finch and the peach and the porcupine and the anemone. This is protecting yourself because now you can be open up to romance. Let's find that romance where that peach will remain a peach. Boy, don't boys love a peach. All right, let's go ahead and... That's a lot of cards. Let's do this. 8 of Cups. Walking away. Let me see if they're watching you walk away or the... You know what? They are watching probably you walk away. You may have walked away from the difficulties of, you know, you're walking away from something, but you're walking towards something else. Never forget that with the 8 of Cups. The repeater cards are always lovely. But you're walking away because you want to control your own heart, your own life with the Emperor and your own anxiety. 9 of Swords is control next to the Emperor and the 8 of Cups. These are all controlling your own anxiety. I can't live with that drama. Everybody wants peace with their lover and happiness and just joy together and partnership. And this is you controlling. I don't need a love with anxiety and fear and wondering where you at. So I'm just going to go and spare myself. I'm going to walk away this time and spare myself being controlled by the movements of another person. We should be coming together. The very King of Pentacles. There should be this feeling of value and shared value and little. That's why, okay, so King of Pentacles, you know how he gives you an offer. In the Pentacled world, he is sitting on a big kingdom, but when he begins, he gives you a light offer, and that's fine. I can go slow. That is what meaning slow gives. You don't want to give your whole self to a whole person right away. And Spirit is asking that you don't give away the giant peach on the first date. Not necessarily sex, but definitely giving away too much creates a lover problem. If you're worried about money too much in a relationship, you're worried about how we're going to pay the rent and live, then it might not be right for you. It might not be everything you wanted just because there's money in the bank either. Spirit is like, oh, you are really coming to terms with, this is what I want from my lover, not what I want from the world or my career. Justice card, 8 of Wands. Your person has to run. A lot of people around us, when you are light workers, when you're listening to these messages, you also feel like you should, you know, you're always growing and expanding and really making things happen in your life. And this is a person going, oh crap, I've got to do some balancing of my own. I have to do some goal pointing of my own in order to meet the standards of this high value person that you're becoming. Of when you make this move to be like in spring and control, have a little more control, not ultra controlling, but just have a little more control of who brings drama into your life. They have the 9 of Swords in the upright. They're still kind of welcoming. Your person is still kind of welcoming. Anxiety is just part of a loving relationship, and you are like, hells no. This has got to be determined. I'm not going to, hells no. I don't want to live an anxious existence in love. I'd rather walk away from somebody I love and find somebody to love and live in peace with. And this is your person really like, oh, I got to change shit. I got to hit my justice at least, even though you're already listening to the music with this card. You're already, you know, the fat lady's already singing and the angels be coming around on your energy. But they're like, I better get things going too because they can't fall behind you. This is the energy of the lover jumping up and taking stock of their own because, frankly, if they don't, they will lose you. Plus, this is the energy of somebody, this is the energy of somebody, what am I saying? Oh, this is the energy of somebody. I'm sorry, I was switching. I had to write the timestamps down for everybody in a hurry. This is the energy of somebody that doesn't want you to leave, that doesn't want to let you go. You may have walked away from this person, and that you don't even know you walked away from this person just by choosing yourself and choosing to release the anxieties of love, seeking for something a little more calming, a little more demure, a little more, you want that person to snuggle with you. I mean, the snuggly life in love. This is what you want. And it's not feeling so snuggly bubbly. I told you it feels very slimy, like the icky peach trees. When the peach tree gets itchy, yeah, there's this withholding energy. This is to bring you guys' energy together. There's this withholding energy with the Four of Pentacles that basically says, look, I'm just going to keep an eye on things while I handle my burdens. While you're handling your burdens with this Ten of Wands, your person is jumping up to the same. And protecting your energy. Remember, boundaries was the big one. And the Jack of Swords, Jack of Pentacles is slow moving energy. I've got to get a lot of things in order to release these burdens and then come into a little fresher energy. This may be separating financials with somebody. You may not be getting divorced, but you may be like, I need my own bank account, and I need my own money, and I need my own 401k. Just to take that out of love, what it meaning is like you want to take the money out of love. Yes. I mean, it used to be like the moment you get married or in a couple, you share bank accounts. I could tell you it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I could tell you I never had money again. So I would never do that again. These are learned boundaries, right? And this is like, maybe if we do that, we can find a way to find peace, so I can get a coffee when I want, buy tampons when I want. That's really frightening for some people. Okay. There is a message here about the sweetest love comes. The sweetest love that leads to marriage comes from being able to stand on your own and on your own steam still. If you cannot do that, you're not prepared enough or strong enough to support a love with an intimacy with another person. Sometimes this means that this is really calling out to me, mama's boy, or even a girl who can't let go of her family. You need to, there's a point where you must release your family. Maybe they advise you, maybe they help you, but ultimately an intimate partnership should be you as a person coming towards another person. A lot of individuation where love and marriage are found to be just fabulous, but you must be an individual person. You must give up the burdens that hold you down and create anxiety, create attachments in a two-person relationship that shouldn't be there. Some of you may have that mama's boy that's the big energy, but it could be a woman. Ooh, yeah, some of you, okay. When you make room for something, Spirit is going to place something in there, and when you remove some toxicity from your life, you will get the Ten of Pentacles, but it did hurt. You're not going to lie. Removing a person from your life maybe is going to make your life lighter and more energetic, and you can move forward and chase the sun. But it's still going to start with a rainy day like it is now in spring. You may cry over this, but the growth imaginable is all new start, and it's like a give and take. You may feel a little robbed, you may feel a little used, but let's be honest, new love and new money are coming your way, and in such a way that it will be a shareable thing, and not just a shareable thing, like you can share your money with somebody, but somebody else is going to be willing to share with you in return. And that's all you really want, is that acknowledgement and that being there and that you have value. There's 2 6s here that show me that you're ready for that part of the world where you're mixing with others. You're not necessarily standing on your own on an island, and don't forget, there's this slow going energy. This is a repeater card as well that basically says, oh no, it's not, it's just another night, but it is that energy. There's several jacks in this reading, which tells me you're going out with a new feeling, a new energy. I'm sorry, I'm so like doopy, boogery, and this reading took so long. But let's get to it. Let's do, let's check the, let's get a spirit animal reading. Why didn't, this is not right. This is the pocket spirit animal deck, and I'm going to get you an oracle for some energy for the week. Because I need some advice on how to approach this week, because I would have loved to have been outside. Dragon Spirit. This is a spirit card, not fire, water, but spirit from this deck. And the dragon energy, let's see. What do we need the dragon energy for this change? Okay. The dragon, you know, a dragon has a lair to sleep in and huddle in and hide in, to the point that dragons may still exist, they say. There's actually a history of dragons in Yosemite, or I think it might be Yellowstone, and a history of them chasing some kind of giant lizard around and then blowing it up into its cave underground. Literally in the 1800s. Do dragons still exist? I don't know. Maybe that's what's living under Yellowstone. I mean, seriously, why not? It's not impossible, but they slumber until it is time to rise. Seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego, the dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last, still existing, right? It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us to surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. Remember, I told you we want to get over that 10 of Wands to get to the Ace of Wands, that inner fire. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, everyone. I know it's a long, slow reading. Hopefully, this is what we needed to get through this first day of spring. A little dingy here. We had a 75-degree day on Saturday. It's when I made my typical St. Patrick's Day dinner. My sister had corned her own beef, which was the best ever. But here it is, the rain. I hope you can hear it because it feels like so cleansing and still preparing for spring. Like the brunt of spring is not quite here yet. But you know, I feel like this is just the beginning of it, and we are going to, I mean, I feel that dragon wing. Like, is the dragon going to come out and take flight and take a look around at what's really going on out here? That's the energy we have. So I hope you see what you can see and be patient. No quick movements. We've got things to handle with that 10 of Wands. Again, thank you for sharing energy with me. Please like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. And of course, have a wonderful week. And until next week, do check out my other sign readings that I'll be posting here and there. And have a good one. And God bless, my loves.